Hey folks, welcome to Planning Traffic. Today's up. Look at this outfit this guy's wearing. What's he celebrating today? Well, one thing I am celebrating for sure is 2 years on YouTube. So October 6th, whoops, October 6th of 2023 is when I started my channel. Maybe I'll put a link in the description of the first video. It's some pretty good stuff. But anyway, yeah, this is Planning Traffic with Mikey Heels as seen on Channel 2 News in Atlanta. And yeah, so I'm gonna celebrate this 2 years on YouTube by doing the following. Look over my right shoulder as I do the old spin-a-rooney. Oh God, look, they got a little circle too that you can take a selfie. Here we go. Oh, geez, do you see that? Yeah, I'm going to court today. Ain't that fun? And that's why we got this outfit. They told me to dress like I'm going to church. And I was like, okay. And here we go. 150 Garnett Street, Southwest in Atlanta is the, what's it called? Well, it says Justice Center, of course, on the end. On the front of it says Judge Lenwood Jackson Justice Center. Okay, folks, here we go. Yeah, so anyway, I had court today, and yeah, I got busted in July, and that's about it. I get busted in July. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'm a dope, and I got busted, so I had court today. And hopefully everything's getting worked out, and I got my community service tomorrow, and maybe there might be an episode where I discuss what actually happened. So maybe anytime whatever that little, it's like that imagery of the good and bad. Anytime the good voice is telling you on the one corner not to do something, it's probably pretty accurate, and you should stick to that. I didn't, and yeah, I found out about it. Oh, folks, so that's not why I started the episode. That's not what this episode, the basis for. The exciting thing is about ready to happen right here. Check this out. So I'm on Ted Turner Drive-ish, something like that. But look, you can see here. First off, look at the new hotel that's going up. Is that? I think that's new. All right, I'm not going to say new. I know because I also see a giant crane here, but. I forget what they're calling this, but it is in between Mercedes-Benz and State Farm. And here's a vision or a view that I've seen watching The Walking Dead. Right here, watch this. That was 2010, so this wouldn't be here. It was the Georgia Dome, but you could see it on the roof. The very first season, and the reason the reason why I'm even mentioning that is because this is a new bridge since season 1, episode 1 and 2. In that season, in that episode 1, Rick is riding a horse because his car ran out of gas. And there's a shot taken, I'm going to say right down here, from the parking lot, maybe even from the railroad tracks, of Rick riding the horse across a bridge that was here. This looks fine, this bridge. The bridge he was crossing looked like it was a little dilapidated. But he rode his horse across this, at this location, across the train tracks. Maybe the camera was down in the parking lot. And then he proceeded to do the following. So Rick was riding the horse. He crosses the bridge. He's riding the horse. There's a great clip, in my opinion, something I really like. So here comes Lucky Street, I guess they call it. Excuse me. Let me zip around here. And he's riding his horse, going this direction behind me. Because I remember Lucky Street, I remember Marietta. I'm not really sure where Marietta falls in here. That's Poplar. So he's just riding the horse around town. and trying to figure out what's what. And then he happens upon this area, right? This is exciting, folks. Seriously. Sorry. Is that Marietta? Marietta. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Now we're really... Yeah, let's go. Right here. Park. So, yeah. So, check this out. Him here. He's like, I think he was coming from this direction. I got to look. It was Lucky Street. I remember the signs. Walton and Marietta is right up there. So he's definitely coming down Forsyth Street, which is what I'm standing on. He gets to this intersection, folks, and in my opinion, one of the really tremendous moments in this show happens. This intersection, 49 Forsyth Street, was where the tank sat. So Rick is kind of like rolling through here with the horse up and down, well, I shouldn't say up and down, but Forsyth Street. And you could see he sees the tank right here. Let's see, at Walton and Forsyth. This, okay, so, but what ended up happening after he saw the tank is a whole nother wild situation. We didn't even have to go anywhere because 101 Marietta, that's the Centennial Building. And it might not be called Centennial Building anymore, but if you look up there, you can see all that glass. Well, Rick looked up there and saw the reflection, the mirror image of a helicopter. He heard it, then was looking around for it and saw it right in the windows. And then, oh, we're gonna reenact. Are you ready to reenact? Let's go, baby. Yeah, so just imagine, he looks up, sees that reflection, and then starts moving the horse, riding the horse in this, if I remember correctly, it was right in this direction. And then he went, and I'm gonna verify in a second. And then he went and looked down this street. Ready, watch this. And there was a massive amount, a massive horde of walkers all in here. Matter of fact, if I was Rick and I went to where I'm at right now, I'd be dead. They would be chewing on my fingers and then my neck. So here we are, Walton and Fairley. I think Fairley. Yeah, this is the spot right here. So yeah, now Rick's in trouble, big trouble, because he sees that we can't see. It's beyond this building. He sees the helicopter. He starts going, oh, I got to chase it, and he comes down Walton Street, which is right here. He's coming down here, and goes, oh, let me make a hard left onto Fairley, and right here it was a horde. And now he's got to backtrack. Throws that into a 180. Back up. Here we go. We're going to do this. Watch this. See if I can get like a horse sound effect. Because now we're coming back up here. Because remember the tanks, it's a mess. It's a total mess. Now there's a horde up here. But most importantly, the tank's up here. And there's a point. So now we're like, not but just imagine there's the horse, what do they call them? The horseshoes, like you hear the horseshoes. And right here's the tank. And what Rick ends up doing, hey, look at that, another courthouse. Well, just what I need. Okay. There's like the tank here. So Rick crawls under the tank. You know, that's a common way to try to get away from the horde. Crawl under a car or crawl under a tank. I'm just showing you more visuals. Whatever that is kind of cool looking. Yeah, he goes under the tank. So there's actually a point where Rick is under the tank, so it sees no hope, and literally says goodbye to Lori and Carl, and puts a gun to his head because he's like, I'm done. And all of a sudden he looks up under the tank, and wow, there's an opening to the tank. Goes in the tank, and it gets away from the horde. And then if you're just going to say, so like he's in the tank, he's away from the horde, but then the actual army guy who's in the tank with him actually goes and he turns. So now he's a walker, and Rick has to kill him, which almost ruptures his eardrum. So yeah, while Rick is recovering from his ears being blown out from shooting the walker in the tank, he then gets a radio call that extends. I think it extended actually into the next episode, where somebody was like, "Yo, you dummy," or over the radio, because Rick's stuck in the tank with about 50 to 100 walkers. There's a ton of walkers all over. But anyway, that shot. So what ends up happening is the one who calls over the radio and directs Rick to run. This is when it's cool, when you're actually going site to site, filming location sites, because Glenn goes, "You're going to run 50 yards to this opening." He's going to let him in and let him into his safe spot. And then this here, I'm assuming, now whether this is new or not, it may be new. Building like the warehouse that he was actually in on the rooftop of and went inside of. This could very well be new. I'm not sure. I'm looking around. This looks more like it could be, because there was a ladder leading to the roof. I don't really see that. This could be new. Anything could be new, man. That was 2010. 2010. Any of this stuff. I know the bridge, we already know that's new. But the scene from the rooftop, you can see in the distance, you could see what was the Georgia Dome at the time. It's currently the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So you know that was the rooftop. So that would make sense. This is kind of taupe mural. Look at this. A big old gator. Upside down gator. Going all the way up the steps. You know what? Going all the way up them steps too. Look at that. I like that. So right around here, it's easy to kind of imagine how this kind of unfolded. This is the final spot for today's video right here. It kind of makes sense, because when you get on this other corner, of course there's a lot of construction, a lot of new construction. I'm just going to stay on this spot right here and move. Oh man. So down there towards the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is basically all the rooftop scene from season 1, episode 1, episode 2, where they locked Merle up there because he didn't know how to act and talk. But then there became a point where they're like, we need a way to get out of here, because they were really getting overrun with walkers. So they were on a rooftop of this building, but the address is 206 Mitchell, which is right here. So this could be new, but anyway, yeah. So they're on the rooftop and they're looking, and they spot Rick and I forget who else spot a box truck. And look, this lot's actually still empty. So this gives you a little clarity. Anyway, this is still empty. And there was a box truck in there along with a Dodge Challenger. And Glenn, of course, who's probably literally one of the great soldiers of the group for a long time. Him and Rick walked down this street. They came out of the warehouse down, covered in walker slime. There's all construction back there now. Well, in the street anyway. Yeah, covered in walker slime. Look at this. Look at that. I like that. That's going to be a picture. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so covered in walker slime. They make it to this slot right over here where the box truck was, where they were going to put the surviving people from the warehouse. That was Andrea and T-Dog, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And of course, they left Merle up there locked up. But, so yeah, they came to here, got the box truck. Glenn got the Challenger, hit the horn on it, moved the walkers away from the exit point for those surviving people to get back, to get in the box truck and go to the next location, which was basically the quarry. And we're gonna probably pick that up at some other episode. But it's kind of cool to just see they just picked this specific area to film a whole section of episode 1 and episode 2. It's awesome. Those images are great, man. The images of and I've been to Jackson Street. I got videos at Jackson Street where when Rick is on, I forget what that is, I-6 or some highway, where he's coming through and on the horse. It's just amazing, the imagery. And yeah, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now with planning traffic covering Walking Dead film locations. I mean, how exciting. It doesn't get much more exciting than this. So I'm going to close this vid out right here. Here's the construction. Here it is. It's this and this. Look at this. And then look at that. Right on the other side of this is the State Farm Arena. You can't see it. That's right through there's the State Farm Arena. There's the football stadium right there. What are they calling this? I don't even know what they're calling this. Centennial Yards or something. But look at all this construction. They want this done for the soccer tournament next year, but this is where that's at. Look, they got a highway coming through here too. Look at, good grief. I guess so. That's going to be coming off of this, and they're gonna. There's the support for it right there. Look at this, all brand new breaking news type stuff. But yeah, this is it. And this is pretty much the tallest building in Atlanta, right here. Is that a bank, America Bank or Bank America or something like that? I did a video on that. It was Truist is one of them, top 4. I believe this one right here is one of them, and I think that's the tallest. There may be one further down. It's terrible. Terrible as I can't even remember the stuff that I filmed. That's the charm coming through there. All right, folks, thanks for watching today. Crazy day. I think I might even report back with how my community service went. I might do that. I'm going to start that tomorrow. Of course, this will not be posted until the weekend. Probably, what's that, the 13th, 12th? Maybe the 11th or 12th of October. So just rewind your calendar in your brain what I mean by tomorrow, and yeah, not really necessary, just saying. But yeah, folks, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and here we are. Look at this construction at the end. Is this going to be more? Oh man, there's something right here, folks. There's something right here, and I'm going to save it. I am going to save it. I'm going to report back here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to report back here on the construction and give another legendary Walking Dead film location that happened, probably right where I'm standing, believe it or not. I love the way they filmed that. They outdid themselves. Walking Dead, that's one of my favorite shows of all time. All right, folks, have a great day, pleasant tomorrow. I'll see you next episode.